Hey folks, so this is Nick Granville here. I just thought I'd take you along for a ride on this video. I haven't played guitar for about a week now since my New Year's Eve gig. So a week is about as long as I've ever taken off, and I felt like I needed it. So hopefully the chops haven't completely gone. I'd imagine that not. It's just a matter of kind of working through some things, and I thought, maybe we could all benefit from this, in ways of getting back on track. So I have my trusty Ibanez here. This is my Ibanez Talman Prestige. It kind of looks a little different than you might have seen it last time. You'll notice we have 3 new pickups in here. So this is a Seymour Duncan Little 59. That one there is an Ibanez pickup out of my Rogue Core, and that one there is a Damasio. So I might have had something different in it last time you saw it, but that's kind of the setup now, and it's really, really working well. I just love the feel of this guitar, and the pickups, the Seymour Duncans that were in there were awesome. But you'll know that I can't handle single coil hum. I need the sound to be that kind of sound, but with dead quiet. And all single coils hum is just the nature of the beast. Except in this guitar they don't. There's no hum whatsoever, because that one is a double coil. That one there is obviously a humbucker. Right, I'll take you through this. Alright, so I'm going to head on out to my studio. So sounds wise, I'm using this Fractal AX8. I got it on the setting called Studio Clean. It's basically a clean Fender Twin. And I'm running through these JBL monitors. Okay, so I'm in my studio now. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do to sort of try and get my chops back after having a week off. I needed to have a break, but I'm feeling ready, charged up, ready to play. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a warm-up. And one of the ones I do is this. So what I'm doing is going 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Per fret. Speed is not the goal. So already things feel very, very sloppy. My connection between this hand and this hand is just not where it usually is. I like to do this with a metronome, so I'm going to use my favorite app. I really like this app. I think it's great. So I'm going to set that. Let's go 96, and I'm just going to play 8th notes. Etc, etc. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go 1, 3, 2, 4. Usually I'll go up to somewhere around here, wherever sort of feels comfortable. 1, 4, 2, 3. And so on and so on, and I'll do combinations of those. This is one that I really like to do, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then the same again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, I should say. Then I move up a fret and I go 3, 4, 1, 2. So, it feels very sloppy, but it's there. Next thing I'm going to play the same thing, but do it as triplets. So I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4 for now, but as triplets. Right, and then a 16th, which this will be interesting. 3, 4. So the first thing I'm noticing is there's some timing issues between things. I'm hearing some of those where this finger doesn't quite get down in time for this. So that's kind of what I'm looking for in terms of the sync between the two hands when I'm warming up. So the next thing I'm going to do is do some rhythm guitar, because that gets this hand going. that's starting to feel okay. That's, you know, rhythm guitar is one of those things that your time doesn't really disappear because it's not a chops thing, so to speak. It's just a matter of having the facility to be able to do it. And I can already feel that my arms are starting to loosen up significantly already, which is what I hoped for. Next thing I'm going to do is just going to run some scales. So G major scale. I'm going to do that in thirds. I should say it's really important to watch your technique when you do this stuff, because it's very easy after having a bit of a break to kind of for your good habits to sort of disappear. Alright, I'm going to do this in thirds and groups of 3. So with that, it feels, for me, feels very, very sloppy. I can hear what I want it to do. It's just getting these to execute it in the way I want it to is just not there. So that flow with that is something that I imagine will come back within, it'll probably take me a week, but I should be there. Fourths, groups of 4. Okay, so that's sort of what I do, some of those sorts of exercises. It's feeling better already. Usually like to do a light stretch, and by light I don't mean like rip your hand back, just enough to sort of get things moving, and then, you know, shake it out. Alright, get everything going. Next thing I like to do is, you know, I'm all about playing music. Not just, you know, playing music, not just doing exercises. So I'm gonna put a play along on it. I'm just gonna work on just play some music. I'm gonna start with a B flat blues. Now moving on to B flat rhythm changes. So next I'm going to work on some rhythm guitar. One of my favourite rhythm guitar tunes to work on is a tune called Rock With You by Michael Jackson. There's some great chords, but it's just a good one to get this going and the movement of the hands and stuff. Okay, so another track I really like to play along with is Josie by Steely Dan. There's some great guitar parts and it's a good rhythm guitar workout, and it's just one that I like to play with, so that's the next thing I'm going to do. So that's usually one I'll do, and another one that always kicks my butt is a Mike Stern tune called Chromosome. The melody is just really difficult to play. I'm just going to add a little bit of overdrive to the guitar tone. It needs a bit of that. So, as you can see, that needs a bit of work. That's going to be one that I'm going to shit over this week and try and get back up. It's about 80% there. That's usually 100% there. You know, maybe the occasional time I slip up on it. But that sort of is a good gauge for me to have a tune like that's difficult to play, but I kind of know I can do it the rest of the time, right? And now I'm getting 80% of it, so I know where I've got to work towards. Another thing I like to do is just do some chord workout stuff. So I'll do things like going, just go up my drop twos for example. And just make sure I can do it accurately. And as you can see there, I overshot the chord, so I'm going to slow it down. That's what I should have done. Making sure my technique's good. You can do those ones if you want. I don't tend to use those, so. Of course, you can do minor or dominant. I pretty much never use those dominant ones anyway. They don't sound overly good. If I use them, I'll use them as dominant nines, replace the root note with a 9, that sort of stuff. So that doesn't feel too bad. It's next thing I'm going to do is some stuff workout with this. So just finger picking. To do that, but that's kind of cool. Going over some Latin stuff there to try and get that kind of stuff going, and I can already feel that my arms getting a little bit tight. Both of my hands are just they're not where they used to be. So I don't like to overdo these things. I'll just do a little bit. So I'm probably not going to do more than an hour today just to try and get things coming back. In terms of actual practice, I may play guitar a little bit later, but that's not practice. I think playing is not necessarily going to make you better just by sitting there noodling. It's fun. But you know, like actual practice to me is about improving your playing, and that's what I'm trying to do by this 1 hour. I'm actually trying to improve things and get my facility back. It hasn't completely gone, and will never completely go. You know, it's one of those things. You get rusty after a week. So I'm going to run some arpeggios now. Arpeggios, as Americans would say. Those are things I'm really noticing tough because my fingers just aren't going for it. Just the more unusual kind of patterns. Alright, so there's a heap of technical things you could do, you know, working on various picking stuff. That's about all I'm going to do for today in terms of actual work. I'll on my playing, but I'll probably play today a little bit, you know, just take my guitar out and noodle around and muck around and do whatever. But in terms of actual working on stuff, that's about it for today. I hope you found this useful. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be posting a video a week from here on, as much as I can anyway. I want to get a flow with this going and put more into this YouTube thing. It's been kind of hit and miss last year with just busy with 50 million other gigs, but I've got a bit more time now. Anyway, look me up on Facebook, Instagram. I don't really do Twitter, although I have a Twitter, but I never use it. But if you're into that. Otherwise, all the best, and I will see you very soon. Thanks.